All right, welcome in everyone. Just a quick reminder on risk disclosure. This talk is intended for educational purposes only. It reflects our opinions. Wanted to quickly look at SPY here per usual. And honestly, I'm thinking of pretty much foregoing the analysis on SPY here today, simply because I don't really want to waste time looking at this. We've essentially done nothing. I like to look at the chart, and if I can provide some value on what's happening with price action, then it's worthwhile to look at. But with the kind of action that we've been seeing, I'm not seeing a lot that is worthy of discussion here. Now, it is going to be probably a little bit of a different story in the queue slightly. I'll let Mario handle that. The one note I did want to make is that we are seeing, or something that I'm personally noticing in the market, just going through charts today, is a lot of failed breakouts. And so when you see that kind of action, it can be good to not necessarily adjust your strategies, but just be more aware as to how you're managing trades, keeping a tighter leash on things, really securing profits into strength, nailing down profits into strength, can just be good practice when you are starting to notice components of the market in terms of how structures are breaking with breakouts, things like that changing. Can be good to shift your approach there. So if you guys have questions on that, feel free to post them in the chat and I can send you a message, or just send me a direct message in the think tank. Happy to talk about that with you. Mario, if you want to go ahead and take it away here, I'll make you host. Should be good.
Security. I'm not sure I'm the host. Oh, let me
Try
see.
it again. I just passed it over.
Share screen. That'll be number 2. So welcome everyone. It's been like 2 really hard days to trade. So probably you have noticed that Kyle, myself, we've been like pretty quiet after 11:30 since what was that, like last Thursday, when we really hit like one big trade, and then pretty much it was like it made the week. So as a segue from what Kyle was just talking about, it's been like tremendously challenging trading this past couple weeks, and we're gonna see why right here, right? I'm gonna try to show you what I'm seeing with the Qs. I don't follow the SPY because I mostly trade the tech. So I don't want to have the impact of the banks or the oils on the industrials or all of that. But whatever you do, just make sure that the first thing you do in the morning, before starting jumping into all of the news and all that stuff, the crypto, the whatever the news is for the day, because that you can catch it up in pretty much 1 second, 1 minute. You just read whatever services that you get for free, and that's the way you read like all the headlines. Everybody's gonna be talking about the same, pretty much same 10 trades, biggest movers in the morning. Or put CNBC for 15 minutes and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. But you have to know, or the best thing I can tell to you is emphasize that need for you to know the structure of the market, know exactly where is it that we are. So last time we talked, right, and this is where we're showing right here, this hammer day. So we have the massive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right, rally into, again, 2 standard deviations, the Bollinger Band, the top of the Bollinger Band. We came back, we tested the 20-day MA, right? And let me make you, can you take back?
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you've been there, because I think it was standard, right? So we have the 6-day rally, right? And then we have the pullback into one single day. And then we said like, okay, this is gonna be our main idea or our main focus going forward for the next 15 days. And granted, we're still there. Like basically we're still in the same range. We haven't done anything. Now, do we have any opportunities to make good trades in there? Absolutely, right? Because we know that if we don't break this one and we work in this range, I'm usually in this kind of markets, I'm usually a range trader, right? So especially when you have a big enough range, I'll probably do you know, some buying support, some selling to resistance. So this is a trade, pretty much a good trade. And this is another good trade right there. I'm talking about the Qs. We hit the all-time highs on Friday, right? So I'm going to refer right now because there's a chart that I've been working a lot. I've been talking a lot, discussing a lot, right? And this is this one right here, right? So a lot of you guys, you know that we like this setup. We have many different names and many different ways to trade it and everything, right? The easier for me is like a 1, 2, 3. Some people call it a red bar ignore. Some people call it a compression. Some people call it, you know, whatever you want to call it, a bull formation, whatever it is, right? What I'm looking for is I'm looking for an extension, right? Igniting move, then a compression, and then once the follow through. We didn't have that follow through on Friday. Now, when you come here, and this is the reason why I didn't want to do it on Friday, because you have the lower volume, right? The volume, look at the volume, how the volume is drying. Look at today, right? So we expecting it to make a run into all-time highs is going to be so hard, right? And that's the reason why Kyle pointed out that if you're trying to be the breakout trading, you know, bet on the breakouts, it's going to be really hard. I mean, you're going to have to find like something that really has something unique going on that day. And I'm not talking about the news, right? We're talking about the action. Price action has to confirm the news, otherwise the news are worthless. You know what I mean? Like, I don't trade the news. I want to trade the price action that accompanies the news and that actually confirm the news. So where am I going, and why am I spending so much time? Well, because we have a very good range to work with. The range is 370 or 369.91, which is 370 for me. The 370 all-time highs by the 20-day moving average right here. So in this case, we corrected through price, pretty strong, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we corrected through price. That's what we did into here too, right? We were at the 2 Bollinger Bands in here and we corrected to price. Now, if you come right here, we almost touched, we didn't, but we started having problems right here, right at the all-time high. So what we're doing, it looks like we're correcting through time, right? So we're not coming back down. I was expecting us to hit today the 364.76 as for target for the shorts, right? But it didn't. So what I'm going to be looking for is, I don't know if we're going to gap down into here and start working with this 364, whatever, right? So that could be something to look for, right? 364, 370, we work that range. If we start breaking 364, we can take it as a momentum to 362 or the low of the same hammer formation that we've been working over the last 2 weeks. So we know we break 364, next one is 360, right? So under 364 for 360. Now, the main play is going to be the range, right? Remember, this is a 6-point range. So on a $300 stock or $300 index, it's going to be a 2% move. So you're going to be able to trade it, right? You're going to be able to trade it. You're going to be able to put some trades in here, like this offer 1, the break of 368.50, that was the entry, and we hit target 1 right here, almost. So we don't know where we're going from here, right? This is after hours. So I have no idea if this is going to go back and stay inside this tight range, or we're going to break. So those are the 2 opportunities for tomorrow. Based on that, we want to see stocks that are doing things so like similar to the Qs, so that we can play them, right? In case we test the 20-day EMA, right? We're ready to pounce, we're ready to buy small and then build up a position. Or if we break the 370, we know exactly what to do. That's when we're going to be looking for those breakouts. So let's go with the fangs. That's what we do. So we were waiting for what? Right here, we were trying to break. Right here, you see my alert right there, 148.05. I think I posted in the room for 148.20. So that's a basic. What I'm trying to do right there is buying daily breakout play, right? Not as clean as I wanted, not textbook either. And you can see why, right? Because we just made a big move out of this sort of a flagging here, flag information. I don't know what is actually called, but I know it's like up and sideways, and that's all I care. So if you do your fibs in here, you can see that the move's pretty strong. So we should be looking for a break to new all-time highs, right? Our target on Apple, I think, is 160 and 180, right? That's what we called like a couple months ago, right? When we were at 125. So Apple continues to be a move. The real trade will be the breakout. We want the 150 for 180, right? That's number one. Now, if you're trying to trade it intraday, you can always get the 148, right? And the 148, if it's the right day, then we're going to be able to take 148, 150, target one, intra to hold, you hold the rest, right? But it's actually not breaking. It looked like it was going to look today, like it was looking today. It was looking good today, I'm sorry, but it didn't. So this is a lot of here's all the volume that we have right here. We're in it to a squeeze. So this is important too. So we're just building up momentum right here, right? Nothing yet. Like no need to anticipate in Apple. We will know when we break 150. That's going to be the trade. Let's do the other A, which is the Amazon, and this one is like actually, you know, the same sideways movement. We have the pre-earnings run, and then they sold it. They got the good news, but they failed to. I think they disappoint on the earnings front. So this is the breakdown play. And we are where? We are at the point of control. You guys know I like to play versus the point of control. So what do we have? We have like two big levels right here. This is yearly. So this is like last year, you see like people were actually paying up all the way to 3,184 in Amazon. So if we happen to come and test like the 3,200, I want to be looking at that to see if we hold, and that's probably where I'm gonna try nibble some Amazon unless we get some news that actually that the business is actually changing, right? Fundamentally changing. If not, simple trade is 33.95. Okay, so 33.95. Two things I like about this one, right? The 33.95, I like it because it's over the daily point of control, right? That's a good trade. We can take it for 34.45 for the ones that scalp right here into the 50 MA or the 20 MA. However, keep into account that right here, what the moving averages are telling is like this is not bullish. This is not bullish. So this is not the one to try to pick it, you know, like unless we are at a big level. That's what I'm trying to say. So let's do the Microsoft. Let's put that one on with the FANG too. So the Microsoft, I think it hit an all-time high yesterday. Now, what's the problem with this one? Well, the problem is that it didn't break. However, it's actually kind of leading the cues. If you go back to Apple and you see the Amazon, we're going to see Netflix, we're going to see Facebook. This is actually one that is actually like stronger than the rest. So this one, I want to keep on a tight on my pretty close list. Let's put it that way. So I want to do the 292, and that's going to be a daily breakout play. Pretty simple. We're going to play momentum on this one. Not going to try to do it as a range because I think there's a big hole right here. It can go 277, right? So I'm going to put an alert actually when we get into the 279. If we start getting down there, then I get an alert, and then I decide if I still consider this one to be a bullish trade, right? This is what we're trading right here. Let me look at the weekly. I want to see the weekly. So look at the formation, right? It's exactly the market. This is the cues, guys. This is the cues. Difference is the cues made a high on Friday. This one made a high yesterday. So all we need was a volume, right? Yesterday we didn't have the volume. I know it was brought to our attention in the tank, but didn't have the volume. So I'm not buying breakouts to all-time highs on no volume. It's lower trades. Best case scenario, you get lucky. That's a big trade. So, but you don't have the market. You don't have the volume. That's nothing, right? So here's Facebook, similar to what I was expecting to do with Apple. Now here's I think we call this one as a daily buy setup. So this was an entry. You were thinking we say come and look at the 20 MA. So you should be long from 353. That was a decent trade. Now what we have right here is we need this actually to trigger like 364, try to go today, didn't. So now what we have is like sort of a base, and we can trade this base for a range. The range will be 363 to 377. So Facebook 363 to 377, right? Best idea will be to play the momentum. So over 366, I like it better. 377, and then all-time highs, right? So we got the Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft. We're missing Netflix, right? So let's do the streamer and let's see what's going on with this one, right? So the weekly and monthly just sideways. We know that 500 is a level, 505. This is not like 500. This is 5 or 505. So 505, 510. This is the level. This is the daily point of control. We have no squeeze right here, right? So we haven't been in compression because we try to make it run into all-time highs in here. Right, so what we have is that wide range, So this is what I call also a tradable range. I like to refer to that one so that I remember that there's enough of a move, enough volatility for us to make a trade, and that's what I've been calling. Right, we try to take this one. So I think 525, 526 can spark the move into 540, 550. So this is actually not a breakout play, right? When you come back and you check out the daily chart. This is just a range. All I'm doing is I'm trying to grab this from 526 to 560. We're still in the range. The actual breakout will happen once we start going 580, 500, 600, 660. So that's the trade. But keep this one, right? This one on watch. What I like is that probably, I don't know, we need the move. So if we have the move, probably this faster moving average is going to start edging up. Right, pointing up, and we have the 50 over the 20, the 20 over the 50 over the 200. So that's somewhat encouraging, but we need the 525, 86, 526, guys. So 526 for Netflix. And it's a tradable range. So we're going 540, 550, and then we take care of the rest, right? So this is a range, still in a range. Now let's do the semis. We usually go to the semis. I don't know if you guys saw the action today, but that was probably one of the drags, at least in the morning, because I haven't checked the charts after, but at least in the morning, that was one of the drags in the queues, right? So this is what I'm talking about, being aware of what is it that we're doing, right? So I think we traded AMD, we call it right here, the middle of the range. We say it was great. So some people took it right here, 95, some made it to 100, and some people probably traded the last 2 days too. So I'm not a fan. Once I get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into 2 standard deviations, actually this is a beautiful sell that's called a red candle signal. At 2 standard deviations, you short. So you should be short from here, 115. So this is not a long, hasn't been a long in the last 4 days, no matter what. The chart is telling you the truth, right? Now, is this getting interesting right here? I think it is. What I don't like is the extent of the move. I think even Kramer, he says like, oh, when stocks go to 100, usually go to 150, 120. So basically like all the people that watch him probably did that trade. So 100 to 120, 122 tops. Now we're back to 105, right? So this is one that I want to look. What I want to see if there's any chart that is going to help us make a better decision into how to trade, because I don't want to be the guy trying to anticipate what's going to happen into that tail, right? I don't know how much you have worked with candlesticks, but this is basically people trapped, right? So we have a lot of selling right here, a lot of people trapped over there, right? So there's going to be a lot of resistance going over there. We have the volume right here. So yes, can you make it sort of a pullback buy? Let's do some fips right here. Let's try to speed it up so we can do as much as we can. But if you throw your fips right here, we just have a 50% retracement, right? So can we trade it? Absolutely. You guys know that I trade this one. So if we go 110, you can take it for 115. So that's my call on AMD, and that will be a FIB retracement. So 110 for 115. Can we see bigger targets? You guys know that by FIB, supposedly we should test the highs, right? If we get to a 50% and we stop right there, we should test the 50s. Once we get to 61, once we start testing the 100, now the breakout comes into being questioned, right? So now we don't expect it to make a new high. So we'll probably go for 10%, like 100 to 110. So for this one, we have 2 trades, right? The 110 from 115, or we look into the pullback from 105, 104, all the way to 98, okay? So 105, 104, and I know I've seen the comments and it's really hard to short, but like today was easy to short this one, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I'm going to check the 15-minute chart just to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. So 105, 104 for 99, right? So let's see the 15. Let's see if it's impossible to short this one. So this was yesterday. There you go. Trending. Beautiful trend. right? And this is today. So we tested the prior day high and then we failed for 5 points. So it's been good. The problem is that you cannot trade, you can short the lows. You have to short into whatever resistance is from the prior day. So it's different set of strategies that we need to use for that one. But I just wanted to point it out to you that we're into a fifth retracement for AMD. Once we start getting buyers back into the trade, the 110, 115 is the easier. That's the mid of the move, right? Can we make 2 new highs? Yeah, probably that's going to be like a B trade. And if we come all the way to 99, I want to see how we react. Let's see if we bounce or what is it that's going to happen right there. So we got the levels, right? So this is what I was talking about, right? The MU, I saw it from the birdie early in the morning and I couldn't get a short on that one, to be honest. I was focused on something else. And then I said like, yeah, I'll take a look at MU in a bit to see if he gives me a trade, but forget it, guys. It was just trend day, beautiful trend day for, from the get-go. So this is 1, 2, 3, if you want to call it, like right there. That was 77. That's when my scan picked it up. And I say, I don't want to short this thing at 77 after we drop from 80, especially with the market. So yeah, could have made some money. But anyways, what I want to bring again is this one broke. Right. And I know, like, based on the work that we've been doing, that a lot of people know that over the point of control, supposedly we should be long, right? We should be buyers, right? But not when we're not breaking out, right? So what we see here is like we were like one day, 1, 2, and then the next day we broke under the prior daily point of control. So what we have is like we are actually breaking the 50 and the 200 today. That was a 78 entry actually. Look where the 20 MA is down here. So this is downtrending, guys. This is just a lower high, right? Or a sideways pattern. So this one stays. Not the best place to get short, but as a momentum short, we can totally take it, right? So beware of the weekly levels. Again, it's the same thing as with AMD, right? So we're working into that. Just keep an eye for MU 75 or 70, probably just pure momentum, has to break or nothing, right? Let's see what NVIDIA is doing, right? That's the other one, right? So what do we have for NVIDIA? We were waiting. This is not a daily breakout play. Again, this is not a daily breakout play. Why? Because we're not coming from a base. We came from a pullback into the 50 MA. We bounced into the 20, which is target 1 in that case. And now we just like sideways right here, right? But we don't have the compression. Compression is what makes the breakout powerful, right? That's what we want to see. So this one pretty loose, to put it some way. We have the 140, which is the real place where people were actually buying. So we know that we're far from it, right? Are we working on something on the longer term? I don't think so. Look at the monthly. Let me see the weekly. Probably taking this one right here would have been, but now I don't see much. So this one, I know we were working for the 200, 205, 210, 213, right? So that stays. So the call for NVIDIA is we're going to have to take all-time highs. And that's pretty simple. We go all-time highs and then we hit 213, 220, right? Now, for the other side, because this could be a momentum trade, right? Also, we saw what happens to MU, we saw what happens to AMD, and if Qs get into a funk and start falling, so is this a tradable range? So I'm going to try to identify the trade right here. Probably the break of the 200 is going to bring us. Again, guys, it's more of a scalping. If you're going to be doing this one, it's going to be a scalp. So I don't even want to call it, but you know how to do it, right? Low the prior day, go for 180, 190, 189. That'll be target 1. So I'm going to keep NVIDIA as an all-time highs if market recovers, right? So Marvell, you guys looking at Marvell, pull back into the 20 MA. That looks like a buy setup, actually, not too bad. Volume, low volume. So 60 to 62, not really my cup of tea. And let's see Qualcomm, which is another one that we look. Now, this one is different, right? This was different because we have the pullback on the monthly. Now we have the pullback. Now this is the news, right? So there was some good news. We have massive volume that day, and we actually came all the way to the breakpoint. The breakpoint was 146. So we broke today. We tested the 200 MA. I will play with this hammer. Actually, this is not a bad trade. This is actually a good, decent one to watch tomorrow. So 147.50 for Qualcomm. If we see volume over 147.50, I'll trade that one for the 150, 152, 151, 152. Yes, 151, 152, right? With volume. So this is an earnings type of play. It's just a lot of people got surprised or didn't buy enough. So probably they were not willing to pay higher for this one. And then we just come down. This is another example of why I don't take this type of 1, 2, 3s that are not perfect. This is not perfect, right? This is not a 1, 2, 3 setup, right? We have the 1, we don't have the 2, and definitely we don't have the 3, right? So that's not a 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's Qualcomm. Anything else, Kyle, that we want to discuss as far as the semis?
Now, probably into the streamers here.
Okay, let's go Disney then. And Disney, I've seen it in my scans. I think it was like last Thursday or probably last Thursday or Wednesday, right? So this is a good move for this one, right? Like that 200. I don't know who was paying attention to that, but that could have been something, right? And then we have, I think I said that I wanted to trade this one once we go over 181. The problem is that we have the earnings on. When are they? Let me see. It's not showing it to me. Can somebody tell me when the earnings is? Come on. Disney, 8/12. So that's 12. That's on Thursday, right? So yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't want to get involved in that one. But if you do, and we have like a good clean move tomorrow, we can play 180 to 185 prior to earnings, please. 180 to 185 prior to earnings. So call it an earnings run, possible earnings run. Be careful with implied volatilities. Make sure you're not paying too much. So that's Disney, which was on the streamings. One of the streamers. My God, my tongue is like not going today. So Roku. What happened to the Roku? Let's see the weekly. Let's try to see. Let's try to make some structure calls in here. So we have the pullback to the 50 MA, double 2 times. So this is probably pretty much what I'm talking about on AMD. That probably is going to do something like this and then fail. So that's where we take this trade and we out. So then once we have it again, then we try to break again. So we tested all-time highs, failing. So where do we go from here? 375 could be. Let me see what the. Nah, this thing's gonna go 350. I think we play momentum on this one. I don't know the news. I don't know what happened, but this does not look good. We're down 100 points, and I see red bars in here, the big ones. I see a big downward momentum. I see red here. So 375 for 355, Roku. When do I become bullish again? Probably when we test and break this level right here, the 435, 425, around that area. I'll probably be bullish on that one, right? Just because of the location. I don't like this. This is like a wide tradable range. So I don't know where this is gonna stop. Like some people call this a double top, which it is a double top. Looks like a double top, right? So, right, we didn't have that one on our radar because it was like right before earnings. We have the pullback, but now we just continue down. So yeah, I think we can see 20 points to the downside. Any other streamer? Because I totally forget what the other one. I mean, the other one's Netflix. We already talked about Netflix. Fubo, or that stuff is, because I think Fubo was in play today, right? Yeah, Fubo was in place today. So here's the level. Here's the volume today, 214%. So we go to the daily, and this is what's going on, right? We have a massive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not massive. We got a like 8-day squeeze. So what I like is I like this volume right here, the 29. So we take 30, we go 35. So Fubo 30 for 35. This is probably more of what I like to call a breakout play, right? Because we have the squeeze, we have got the 8 days, we have the volume increase today, and right at point of control, right at the 20 MA. Let me look at the weekly. Let's see if the weekly is telling us something. Like the weekly is already moving. So yeah, this is more of a type of a trade that I will probably take 34, 33, and 35 based on the weekly, right? 33 and 35. So that could be one. So that's FUBO. What else? Payments, right? And I'm going to include Bitcoin right here. Let's make this a habit. So Square, because we know, like, I don't know if it was coincidence or whatever from the earnings call, and then we have the move based on crypto, or was it just like the trade, right? So we have the daily breakout play, earnings on 8.5. So that happened right there, right? 8.2 prior to the earnings run. So this was a great day, pullback 1.2. This is a buy setup right here at the 20, new all-time high. So what we have is like, you have my green line right there. We haven't seen a green line in a long time. So over 290 or 289, 289.25, 290, that's a trade. I think we called it 280 that day. We said 260 for 280 and then 280 to 290. That was a trade we were doing in the tank. So what we have right here is like, we have a clear 3-day range inside that green bar. I'm talking about this green bar, right? That was the continuation one, this one right here. So we here, right? So the real trade momentum should be over 289, right? Can you trade from 270? Yeah, if we have a good base, right? If you really have something going on in the market and you see the trade actually develop. But I'm gonna start demanding more of my trades because of the location where we are in the market. I don't know if this is going to be like a sideways move, if we're going to break or whatever. So I want to make sure I don't anticipate too much. So 290 for sure, right? For Square, right? You want to take 270, 270 to 290. That's a range, right? So 270, 290 range, 290 is a breakout play, the breakout play. We know that. PayPal. Let's see the PayPal. And this one, the news was not good. Looked like that. We gapped down, make the run, came back up to the 50-day MA. So this is a short setup right here. So it should have been a short today, 278. Didn't have it on my watch. Once we take 270, we take 260. So PayPal under 270 for 260, and that 260 is like point of control. So remember, guys, we're not that bearish just yet. So the bear calls or the short calls that I'm calling actually discussing are like really fast scalps. I mean, this thing, if we start seeing momentum into PayPal 270 by 9:45, it's already going to be like 263 if that's the day that it's going to fall. Remember MU, remember AMD, and by the way, here's the confirmation of what I just talked, right? When it goes, it just goes, and then it's sideways the whole day. So I want to make sure that I have a really good entry on this one, right? That's what I want to do. So let's look at the 273, 274 tomorrow, and let's see if we break down on PayPal. I said let's put crypto right here because Riot is the one that I like to trade the most when I see any news, bullish news, or I see anything that I like on Bitcoin or the other cryptos, right? So we have the move, big volume right here, and this is the entry, right? This is the place where the actual base developed, right? So I'm not sure when was the last time that we discussed this one right here, but this is like the type of base that you want to get into. That was the 34, and now what do we do? So the call from here is just going to be like pure momentum. I don't know how you guys trade this one. I usually just slow play it. So if I feel like there's a move coming in crypto, I'll probably buy it and just hold it for a couple of days. That's the way I trade it. I don't intraday trade this one, but I want you guys to keep it on my radar, because I think it can go to $50. So that's $39 to $50 for Riot. Okay. You can also do spreads if you want to do spreads and you want to take some of the like the high volatility that might be into the name, you can do it too. And the other one that I follow is Mara, right? Marathon Digital Holdings, that's another one. Basically, this is looking better as far as the last 3 days. Look at the volume, how it's increasing. Look at the same base that we have on Riot, but this one just gave us like 2-3 days. So once we go over 40, I think Mara can go to 52. So let's put Mara right there, 44.50, right? And then we move into electricals, electric cars. The Tesla, this is like a game of patience, guys. That's all I can say. I tried to anticipate last week, so I bought some weeklies, nail a little bit intraday, but I'm not even gonna call it a day, you know, a trade, a good trade, because he hasn't done anything. You know, no matter how much you zoom it in, he hasn't done anything. We're just in a sideways pattern. This one got us excited because we thought it was just gonna blast off, but that's the level, right? The 727, and then 722 became the level, right? So we're looking at 722, 725, 727. That's about like a 5-point range. So this less than 1%. So give it some space for this one to breathe. Once we break, I want to take that daily base because I think we can see at least at 755, 780 target. So that's my call for Tesla, right? It's not big. 725 for 755 for 780. 780 will be great. 755, I don't think is worth the risk. So that's Tesla. XPV. XPV, I think it's too messy. It's too messy right now. Once we, I think we have alerts at 45, but I'm gonna no call on this one. Let me see NEO. Probably NEO is looking a little bit better. And NEO has a base. Absolutely. We have how many days? Squeeze, 6-day squeeze, and we have earnings coming tomorrow, actually. So we're gonna have to wait for the news on this one. Yep, breakout play, so watch it. Probably they're gonna gap it up at 50 or 55 if it's good. So NEO, no call, earnings 811. Okay, so what else do we have? FSR with the news today, high short interest on the name, big volume today. Something happened. I don't remember what the news is. This is what I'm looking, the 20, break of the 20. We said that this was the play to actually we ever try to buy this thing again. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4 into the 20 MA daily, make a big run. So the real move will be over 2058. Keep an eye on that one, right? 2058. Let's look at the weekly, how it looks. So yep, 2058. 2058 for 22 and 24. So that's FSR. Over 2058 for 22 and 24. I don't know anymore. Well, I know there's the workhorse, WAK workhorse. I don't even know what's going on. Yeah, those are dead now. Everybody forgot about it. There's healthcare might be working. Let's see rotation. Let's see that one, Kyle, that you brought to my attention. So let's see what's going on. So healthcare, I think we have the best call on healthcare, right? This one, right? Beautiful call. So bummed that I forgot about it, like at 400, right? So anyways.
Same.
Right? But that was it. I mean, we're talking about Delta and we're talking about that thing. And so, you know what? Everybody's good in the Pfizer and Moderna. And this is one of those things where I'm like, I think the day-to-day intraday thing makes me forget about the bigger, easier, cleaner trades. That's a 20% move in Pfizer, right? And Moderna, I think it's one of the best performing stocks in the last month, right? From 200 to 400, it's like 100% made on Moderna. We got a piece of that one. Nothing we can do about it yet as of now. Just play momentum. So Moderna stays as a Momo play, right? And now let's go to the possible healthcare, right? The other healthcares. So the CVS, I don't know if they're putting vaccines or what is it. It looks like they came up with earnings and sold off on earnings. So I think it's just an easy $85 trigger for a monthly buy. You can call it a monthly buy, or you can call it a daily breakout play by 85, CVS over 85. If we go by the monthly, we should hit 90. So that should be target one, the 90. And I'm talking about the monthly chart, and we can see it right here, right? Right, this is the move up, pull back into support, sort of support that we created with these 2 months, two bottoming tails. So we tested right here, the 80, 79, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. So we're inside a range, pretty clear range, 80 by 85. So if I'm not long from 80, 81, I'm gonna wait for the break of 85. Plain and simple, right? So J&J, J&J will be a momentum trade. That's all I can think about it. 175 for 177. So that's 2 points on that one. Could be. Pfizer, we already discussed the trade, right? That's the vaccine, the Delta trade. Wow, that was impressive today. And actually, wow, that's a perfect buy setup yesterday and today.
Check the monthly.
The monthly looks good. Yep. 44. So I'm gonna have to put it on a continuation watch, right? The continuation could be a 1, 2, 3 setup or a pullback that holds over 46, and then we see how, you know, the news, because the good thing is that we have 300% done today. So I expect this to have a second day move, right? So this one's on watch for sure for tomorrow, right? And it's just a Momo trade, right? So that's our vaccine, and then MVAX, which I think is vaccine too, right? So this is interesting. Massive volume, earnings, couldn't break 251. So I'm gonna make this real simple. Real simple. What is this high? Momo, 250 for 261, target one. Since we don't have that many ideas that may trigger tomorrow. So 250, 164, 51, 75, 252 for 260, and then over 260, then we start running. Okay, so that could be a $300 stock. MVAX, some watch. The Merna we already discussed. Industrials, let's see, GE, you guys know that they did the reverse split. So this one, I think we said like this is back on our watch. This is one that we want to watch. Why? Look at the monthly. Once we go over 120, I want to be long that thing. Okay, monthly chart, 120, I'm long. Okay, now where's my alert? Right there, 108 for a quick trade, 115, 120. So GE over 108 daily, over 120 on a week, on a monthly, sorry. Right. So that's number one. Some of the industrials that Kyle suggested to me. Triple M, 204. Yes, 204, Momo trade. Honeywell, 236. I know Nucor because I have it on my scan right here. Make it, wow. I mean, still beautiful. Yeah, today I just saw it. I just saw it now. Have good volume. So I think still, if we're gonna start moving into industrials and everything, Nucor is the one that probably I know. I think X is lagging a little bit, and I don't usually trade X. I trade NU and I trade CLF. Right, so CLF is right there. That one's on watch too. So these are all momentum trades, right? New CLF, and I even have AAG right now showing on my scan. So okay, so let's go to UNH. Hassan, why UNH? Let's see. What do you see on that one? But this was, I don't know if this is pure play. Like this is more, isn't this like insurance? Okay, triple D from today. So right there, right? Isn't that a surprise? Look at the 40 right there. That was the last time, and that's where exactly it went the last time. So you can do 2 trades right here, right? You can short it versus 40. So that was a good trade today. Or if you got a good entry right at the open, trade it to 40, but that's pretty much it. For now, we're still in the range. So range trading, that one, right? I like the volume. I don't like the failure today. Let me see the 15, how it looks. Guys, support resistance works both ways, right? Once you get a wall like this, and you start seeing 40, and then you have this distribution, and then you have this, it's hard to argue that probably you're not going to break it, especially if you have this massive volume and you just came right there and just stop right there. So that's something to take into consideration. That's exactly what I do to the other side too. Like it's been falling. Like just flip the chart. I don't know if you remember how to do that. I think it's like minus DDD. Is that how you flip the chart? That's how you flip the chart. You guys know that, right?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, you owe me $100,
cool.
every single one of you. Because some of you are so bullish, including myself, that I don't get to see the other side. And some of you are so bearish and you can see the other side, right? So this is a thing, right? You're today. So you trading inverse this one right here, right? So yeah, right here, and people are like, oh, this one's about to break new highs. Well, it's like it's about to break new lows, but that's massive support to your left. And you're far from support. And you're far from VWAP, right? So yes, I can short it versus VWAP because I'm not far, I'm not extended like right here, and it gives you 10%. But now when I'm trying to get cute into this move, I'm like asking for trouble, right? The market, whatever you want to call it, right? So this is support resistance as its best. I just flipped the chart, so now you know how to flip the chart. I totally forgot about that trick. So now you know, if you don't see it, if you're like, oh my God, what's gonna happen with the cues? You just flip it, right? And you see like, oh, that's a short, right? Yeah, it looks like a short, so it looks like a long, right? Anyways, totally forgot about that one. That trick. So DDD, like, yeah, put the levels. Can you trade inside? Of course, it's a tradable range. So we got 30 by 40 to play it, right? So keep an eye on that one. TTD 30 by 40 and try to find trades inside the 30 by 40 if we still have momentum going over. I think it's going to have momentum a couple more days, right? So let's do, okay, we did this thing. Let's do BABA, Chinese. It looked like it was gonna bounce today. So this one is like a total mess. I have so many. I gotta clean this chart up. Oh my God, it's so horrible. Got all the notes in here. So we have the possible, extension. Try to come back. This is a reversal trade, guys. You gotta know when you're trading a reversal trade, because target one is a 20 MA. So that's exactly where it hit it, 203, and then just came down. So don't be surprised. Like you thinking is all of them are gonna just be bounce. Not all of them will be bounce, right? Like a V-shaped recovery. That's not that common. It takes a lot of firepower to do that, like the Fed printing. So JD.com is another possible reversal that we're looking. I'll probably, again, and I'm going to repeat myself on this case, right? I'll probably take the 77 to 80. That's what I want to get involved with this one, right? Over 77, over 80. That's for JD. Reason, I want to do the monthly chart. I don't want to get into this mess that Baba is creating. So for now, I don't want to be into those. Let's do snow. I know we have a good day last week, and I know it's sort of new IPO, try to come back. So let's look for the levels. We have earnings on 825, so we still got time to go. Let me see the monthly. And well, if we were trying to do the IPO the way I like to do it, this was the bottom. We should have been long already. So all I'm trying to do now is hoping to some sort of momentum. And hope, I mean HOP, no HOPE, right? So 286 Momo Snow. Again, same disclosure. It's like 200 something. You're trying to make 2 points, you can buy whatever you want, right? Or short it, whatever you want. But I'm trying to put the main structure that I see. That's all I can do, right? So let's do A, B, and B. A, B, and B. Just this is stuff that we discussed last time. This is another one that is on watch as an IPO thing. So I really want to get involved once we over 160, right? I know we've been calling this one as a reversal, but look what happened with the reversal. It's been trading like sideways for pretty much 2 weeks, giving like pretty much nothing. So I think this one is going to get really interesting once we start going 155, 160. So A, B, and B over 155, over 160, and then we're going to start hitting some really good trades on that one, like 180, right? Remember, guys, AMD, and this is like so we understand what is it that we need to actually be doing for the most part. Like AMD was so frustrating. I think I said I hate trading this thing. I think Kyle called it from 86 to 100. We never got there. The 95 came back, and he was like, this is when we started getting the action again, right? When we started seeing the volume and it started popping in everybody's radar. And then we had this day, right? That was the earnings day, right? And we thought it was going to fly. It disappointed. Nobody wanted to do it. And this is exactly the days where I tend personally to fumble, right? Because I'm like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Oh, I didn't do anything yesterday. Oh, disappointing on earnings. Yeah, I totally forgot about the name, right? And then the next day it just breaks.
Off the list.
Right. I put it on the back because I want to be in the second day trades. I want to be in whatever's in the news this morning, right? And then I totally forgot, the structure of the trade. So we see the monthly chart. We said, look at this thing. It was just consolidating after 2 years of an uptrend. So we had like months and months and months. So it was not a surprise that actually we have a massive run, 82 to 120. That's a 50% move in like 4 or 5 days. And that's exactly what it did, right? And the entry was right here, guys. Entry was 95. Even as a swing, even if you were long from here, whatever, right? 87. I think I did like 87 to 92. And I felt like, oh my God, I just got 5 points on AMD. Awesome trade, right? And then I totally fumbled. So that's the main thing, right? So I understand like A, B, and B when I make a call and I said, yeah, just wait for the 157. And then everybody starts thinking, wow, but this guy's calling 155. Let's just buy it at 150, right? And I'm making extra 5 points. The thing is that once these things start cranking up and start going, like when we talk about the riot, right? The riot was down there when Bitcoin was doing nothing. So at 20, 25, 28, now it's 38. Doesn't look like much. It just went up like pretty much 40% in 1 week. So you want to get into those. Those are ideas that need to, at some point in time, mixed with what we do intraday. And I mean, I understand because we gotta be on top of whatever's moving today. But let's keep an eye also on the things that have the potential to make us some money without doing much, just holding into a couple contracts, to be honest, right? So here's Snap. Let's do social media, right? Let's do social media. We haven't talked about social media. So Snap was another one that almost caught us off guard, right? So this is what's going on with Snap as far as technicals, right? We have the same move, right? Massive move. We started sideways consolidation and they came up with awesome news. So we were all over that Snap that day, right? Trading this, right? And then we forgot. up until here. Carly's not here today. She had an appointment, but she was in charge of following this one for me. So we call it for the whole room at 73. That day, 73 to 77, not that bad, right? And then we're still here, right? I know everybody was checking on this one, but we cannot forget about this one, right? The formation, we needed 79. So this one stays. Sort of failed today, but I think it was the market. So let's look if we go over this red one. So it's like 78, 79 bucks, and then we see where this one's gonna go. Okay. I don't know how much legs it has because it looks extended now that I'm looking at the monthly chart, but look at the weekly. This is the one that we like, right? The weekly trigger today, 79.25. Let's see if it was just the market. If not, we're back into snap. So 75.29, 79.50.
It's like those failed breakouts we've been seeing a lot of.
Right, exactly. But I think the timing for this one was bad today, right? With the market.
Right.
Oh, it actually just, yeah, it just went like 78, 80 market. You come to see the market, I think that's exactly what the market do. I don't remember. Yeah, look at the market. Right? So market was holding, this thing went up. And then market start crashing and that one came and no one can save it. So let's see if it was just the market. Let's see Facebook, because I know Facebook was trying to make it too. We already talked about Facebook. So pins, let's see pins. And this one doesn't look good. So pins, we had 77 by 80 on earnings. So I think they disappointed. And this is another, right? Like, again, if you don't see it, minus pins, there you go. Do you recognize that trade? It's exactly the same trade that we're trying to do in Snap. Difference is that this one is to the short side. There you go, right? We're under the point of control. So this could be a momentum short, actually. 56 for 53. And then we probably see something else. So pins under 56 for 53. And why? I want to see how, because this is actually we're trading below all of these guys now. And we have acceleration in the I'm sorry, the volume, right? So it was like low volume. This is green volume. I thought we were gonna break, and I think Chris was helping me on this one. We have this one on watch. I say probably 61, 50, 62, and we go and close the gap. Well, it looks like we're not gonna close the gap on this one. So we got 53 and we got 48. So 53 and 48 for targets and pins. I don't know anything about those. So barely use Instagram these days. So Twitter. So what's up with Twitter? Look at the squeeze on Twitter. So it's 16 days squeezing. We're under the point of control. We're under the 50-day MA. We're under this zone right here, which is 66.75. We just put a lower high on the monthly chart. We just put pretty much that's the same high. So we can safely aim for 63 scalp and 59 as target 2. Yeah. So same with Twitter. So the trigger will be below. I think we should wait. You can take under 65, 64.78, 64.75 for what did I say? 63 and 49, right? 59. Yeah, 59.10. Not bad. That's almost a 9% drop. That's it doesn't sound like much, but it's 5 points on $64. That's like an 8%. 8%. I sometimes I use it because since we're always trading like this high value stocks. When I see this one, it's like, oh, it's only 3 points. Yeah, but it's like 8%. So that can pay us, right? So keep an eye on Twitter. For now, the momentum is to the downside. ¿Qué más? Those are the social media. Let's do close economy. Let's see how they're doing. So Piton is so hard to trade. I don't get this one. The monthly looked like a monthly buy, trigger, went. Now it hasn't failed, right? It hasn't failed. So, but the confirmation is going to be over 130. So that's pretty much what I have this one, right? I have another alert at the 124, 121, which is once we break over the 200 daily moving average. Reason why I'm looking at this one to the upside instead of the downside is because of the point of control right here. So we did have a good move of the point of control in here, hit the top of the range, down, hit the top of range, down, but not as low as the prior day. So as the prior pivot. So I can argue that this is like higher low and higher low. So once we go over 120, and if we have momentum, that could be probably a trade, right? Over 120 for the 200 day MA. And then once we break 130, that should be something else, right? I don't know what they're doing these days, see commercials, but I don't pay attention to them. So Piton, and then we have the Doku. Try to break.
Another failed break.
Another one, right? Yeah, another one. Check it out. Check it out. I mean, they just did 104%. So you're not gonna break out to all-time highs on. I mean, you could, but it's not gonna be a significant high, right? And I'm pretty sure it was probably right at the open, which is what I was so afraid this morning. I was like these guys are just gonna run at the open and get us all in, chasing the highs, and then just gonna drop the market on us. And that's exactly what they did. So that's another one. So especially with these ones, unless you see it making huge volume right at the open, we have no business buying this thing at the open. I understand it's going, and I understand it's a green bar and you're supposed to buy in the green bars, but make sure there's something behind it, right? Because it's so easy to get caught. So Doku stays like right there on the watch, but it's not something that I'm gonna be spending too much attention. Probably just put on alert at 3. What was the prior break? 310. Once we start getting to 310, then we could probably evaluate how much volume was actually done at the open today, and if we can trap those people, or if it's just like more continuation that we can have. Okay, so that's Piton. We got the Doku, and we're gonna be watching the 210 and see what happens. And then over 214. What else we have, guys? Some retail. Let's do some retail. How's that? Let's see. Kyle suggests Rose stores, right? So I think this is closed economy. Were these guys running? I like the monthly. I like the daily. Absolutely. Good volume today. Not impressive. 113%. Doesn't look like it puts a lot of volume. Oops. Sorry. Where's my chart? Is this one. There you go. Earnings coming. 8/19. So we still got 10 more days. It's yeah. I think this is something that we should have on the watch list. And if we see volume, increased volume, 127, we take it. What was the one that you called last week? Snap. Oh, what do we have? Snap. Oh, yeah, snap. No. Space, right? The 34 break on space.
Oh, right. Yep.
So it's like that type of trade, right? That we have it. We got to be watching like the 34, and the day you see it did the volume and then it dies. So now today is like a 31, and now we're waiting again to break 35.50. And then
like one day for it.
Exactly. It's like one hit wonders, right? That's what they used to call the guys that only sing one song, and that's so yeah, that could be like a one. But by going back to what we just talked about when we were talking about AMD, we have to be on top of those, like the ones that we know, like Tesla. I know I'm getting boring with Tesla. 10 days watching it. It has. I mean, eventually it's gonna break. Eventually, I don't know what side, but it's too tight. This one looks much better. I like it. I like the formation. We already tested the 200. Now we're going for the 50 MA. So this one can give us 10%, right? And this is gap stores, right? Yes. So gap stores, we didn't have the volume today, so that's good. So once we have volume tomorrow, I think this could be fun actually to do it tomorrow. Over 30 for 32 GPS. I tend to call these ones, all of these that are like below the 50 MA, below the daily point of control reversals, right? Because if you go to the weekly, it's likely that we're into sort of a downtrend. You can see it right here, right? 1, 2, 3. So this could be easily like a red bar, and then we put a lower high, third lower high, and then we make a new low, and this is just like a new downtrend. So still into reversal territory, but this could be fun, like 30 for 33. That I like that one. I like that idea. And then it's TJ Maxx with a clean breakout on very good volume. I think they announced a dividend, looks like, yes. So this one's pure continuation for 74.60. Yeah, prior high. So TJX, that could be a second day. Although for second day, one of my filters that I use is I want the stock to have done at least 200, 250%, the normal volume, right? So I'll call it a second day. We have a volume like this. So it is like a 1-2. It is just a momentum trade. Let's call it just a Momo trade. The reason, because if I don't have enough volume, like big enough volume, I tend to put a question mark on my VWAP. The VWAP is going to be like trending at a 45 degree angle, which is pretty good when I'm intraday trading it. But when I'm trying to test how is that going to work as support, I'd rather have a flat VWAP with a lot of volume. That if the market opens weak, it's going to come to 70, and I have like massive accumulation with, that is being shown by VWAP at one point. But right here is like, it's 45 degrees. So this one is probably more like a momentum type of trade. If I don't see it running higher on higher than average volume, I don't even want to touch it, right? So that's TJ Maxx with a little bit of how I approach that. Kumar UPST, this is good. It's looking good on the monthly. And where's the volume? It's making volume actually. So do we have the earnings already this morning, right?
It was
we
after
just have
hours.
it. Oh, we
Yeah,
just
it's at
have
162.
Yeah, I like it. They was just holding it into earnings. So I was about to say, look at the monthly. Beautiful chart. So we're gonna be like 160, 162. See the weekly. Yeah, we got into 2 ATRs already. So we probably see 160, 170. Keep an eye. That one for sure is going to be discussed tomorrow. Absolutely, everybody's going to be talking about that one. So we have a game plan for that one tomorrow. But yeah, as long as this one holds, if we see 162, we can go 162 for 170 as a momentum trade. Some more IPOs that we're receiving from the people. Let's see. Lazy. Oh, legal Zoom. And this is, what is this? Is this open economy, closed economy type of trade? So LZ. I don't have enough data.
I thought you liked the recent IPOs, Mario, with the Roblox a while ago.
Yes, I do. What I like for them is like once I have like a couple months, and they like, or if I have this type of trade, right? Like Victoria's Secret, like if I have seen it like 2 days ago, because we got the IPO, right? Big volume. And then we did it, we have a high. So this is like a 1, 2, 3, like a compressed 1, 2, 3. Then we have the big volume. That day I traded. Absolutely, right? But here is like, no. So for Roblox, I think we waited for like a couple months, if I'm not mistaken, right? So it was like 1, 2. I'm not sure if we were trading it here. The first time we traded was here on this tail. And now we're looking at the 90 actually. That's what I have my thing, right? So it's like 1, 2, 3, and then the pullback. Not that clear. I've seen better. But yeah, I tend to look that. What else we have, guys? We got no banks, we got no casinos or no cruises. CCL. Let's see CCL. So CCL almost came to 20. I think we talk about this and like we get to 16, we gotta buy it. Never made it. So we have the low, higher low, and this is a reversal, guys. Now we back into reversal territory. I think this is kind of cool. This is interesting as a reversal trade, right? Once we go over the 50 MA 24, or if you want to be extremely aggressive, you can trade it tomorrow 24. Let me see, we're standing and probably 23.85. But the main one that I don't want to miss is the 23.30 for 26.28 CCL. Over the 50 MA, which is going to be like 24 for 26 and 28. Reversal. Okay. So I don't know if we do RCL. Let's see where RCL looks good too. Looks good. 80 for 86. I like CCL better just because of the location, right? And volume here, not real volume, big volume until 26.90. So if we get a good day, this thing can run, has room to run. Hey, Robert. FedEx and okay, FedEx, Carnival. Okay, let me do FedEx. I think they have the earnings and they just look bad, right? Again, you don't see it. Like actually, this should be a good exercise, guys. Every time that you're trying to buy support, put a minus before, and then see how it looks. I think it looks short, right? If we were trading this one long, it looks like a long, right? All the way to 260. So I think FedEx is all the way to 260. So FedEx momentum short 270 to 260. Okay. Remember, tight on the entry. You don't want to get trapped. Once you go 279, forget it. It's not a short, not anymore. UPS should be the same. Actually, this one's holding because we haven't break this one. Now, once we take 168, no, I'm sorry, 188 for 182. But this one could be a base. This could once we start going 184, you can probably take a shot. 184, 198, 200 if you're lucky, but not my favorite setups, right? Now, if you look at the monthly chart on UPS, right? What we have is a solid move, sideways, solid move. So we're just coming down into 100 to test the prior break. The exercise that you should be doing here is you take your monthly chart and you come into your drawings and you come into your fibs and you measure the last move, right? Which is from here to here and see where we are. So we're about 50%. So as long as you stay here, you can probably do something, right? So that's one idea that how we can trade UPS. Right now, the FedEx I think is quite different, right? The FedEx on the monthly, yeah. If you go by the last one, and I hope this is good for everybody. So I think we're going for 61%. Once you go into the 61, it's not as strong as we want it to be, right? Ideally, we want 23, 30% coming back up. Now this one's running a little bit too deep. So the thing is like 266 that I call is we say 270, we go 266. So you break the 266, probably momentum is going to carry all the way to 260, which is our target, right? So that's how I do the FedEx and just simple idea. So how you can check if your idea for as far as structure is solid. Okay, what else, guys? We got like 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes. CSIQ, nobody's doing that one. Let me run my scans pretty fast and see if we got anything going on that it's amazing.
We got 3 requests in the chat: Wish, TTD, and Coin.
Okay, yeah, TTD, I have it. I like it. Yeah, I totally forgot about that one. Trade TTD. That was trying to break out, right? That was a daily breakout play that I was looking. Monthly chart looks good. Volume today was awesome. We broke, so 85.6. So we should look for continuation on this one. I like it. TTD, Momo. Oh, that was news when. So TTD, yes. Momo. And as long as we stay over this break right here. So as long as we stay over 87, right? That'll be the next thing that I'll say about TTD. Wish, for Wish, what is this? Context logic. 3-day. We have earnings coming tomorrow, I think. 8/12, 2 days from now. My prediction is that the earnings, I don't know. I have nothing, guys. I have nothing. Once we go over 15, this is what I have my alert. 1578, if you ever ask about it, but I don't remember. No, we haven't talked about Zoom. Thank you. Yeah, that's the other close economy that we follow. And this one, I wanted to break 403 so badly. You won't believe it. So what we have is we have the move, we have the pullback, the 20 MA right here. We hit that one, and now we're waiting for the second, what we like to call the second move, right? So we almost got in here, 403. I think I did a little scalp, or ended up with a small loser right there. And that was Thursday, Friday, Monday. No, that was like Wednesday last week. So now we just pulled back a lot. So we're negating the whole green bar that we have right here. So it's not looking as hot as it was. However, let me look at the weekly. No, I think I'm going to wait for 404. I'll take the 404. If they're going to really run it, I'll wait for 404 and I take a 404 for 450. That's my point. So 405 or 404 for 450. That's a trade I won in Zoom, which is 12% move. That could be good. Now, would I short it? Not in here, because I have all this price wars, all this price action in here, the 200 MA, the 50 MA, so the 220 MA. That's a lot of things right there. If it breaks, yeah, you can have fun all the way to through 50, but I don't think I want to do that. So Oracle, ORCL, I saw a little bit of an uptick in volume couple days ago, and I see that day, which is of course the green one with the volume, and that's where we're standing right here. So you can do 90.73, but target one is 91.20, so that's like 50 cents on a $90 stock. Tough. So if you see Oracle breaking 91.20 on volume, that's a trade. Of course, it's all-time highs, because that will be all-time high. So you can see probably 95 for target. So Oracle, and we did talk about FSR. We did talk fuel cell is right here on my radar. Big volume today. Look at the monthly, what it's doing. Wow. Let me take this off, because this is extremely. So there we go. So 250 all the way to 29, and we're looking like we're trying to bottom on this one, right? This is going to get really interesting once we go over 10, and 10 is so far away, because we can have like, what do you think about this one, Kyle? It's interesting because of the volume. Those of you that can do outright thing, you can probably trade 822 for 940, 10, 11, F sell over 822 for 94. over 10 for 11. That's another 10%. Target one should be in the 12s. Yep. So fuel cell, and I think that's because that was in the back of plug. But we haven't talked about plug. And
Yeah,
plug
I'd rather
was,
do plug.
right. Yeah. But it looked, I mean, the chart, it's not similar. But I like the chart in plug too. Plug is better. We're over this zone, but in here is 70% of all the volume that we did. So 34, the break of 34, that's when plug is gonna get really good, right? So plug, just write it down. I know it's far, 34. And then you can trade it tomorrow. We probably do it over 30 for 34, right? Which is, I totally forgot what was the call for the day. I think it was that 130 and 33, something like that. So that's plug. So that's what I run scans, guys, because sometimes I'm not even aware what moved today. So I know TTD moved today, football moved today, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, I think we called it 385 last week. So totally forgot about that one. That was just momentum. So that's the bank to go. NNMD. Nano. No, it's not NMD. It's NNDM. Nano Dimension. No. Of CCJ. That's Cameco. That's probably a infrastructure play. Good for, if we go over 18, 19 and 21, that's 3 points. Not huge. I've traded before, slow trade. So 1836 for Cameco. It's not gonna fly. It's not gonna be one of those meme stocks. It's just a little bit. And then I have BA. We totally forgot about BA, guys. So BA, and I think I posted today that it was a reversal watch. It's still there, right? So we have the move today, 233, not done. Where do we want to enter this thing? No, I think I'm going to wait for 240. This one's a hard trade, and it's been a hard trade. Look at the 240 last time we hit, went down 40 points or 20%. And now we're back into 240. So I want to see how we treat 240. Once we go over 240, 241, we go 250, and then we start talking about this one. But yeah, I'm going to wait for 240. 240 for 250. We got one more minute. And I think I'm out of ideas. Oh, DraftKings. Yes. They bought somebody. And that's a 1, 2, 3 right there. It's not a 1, 2, 3. I'm just saying it's a 3-day formation, right? Because it's choppy. And this one supposedly, this should have been a green bar, like a big green bar. Is it not? Try it next day, try today, go over highs, drop a whole bunch of us, and not the trader I want. And DraftKings is so hard to trade, by the way, guys. So I want 54, 55, 56. That's all I can say about that. Yeah, because look what we have here, 58. So here, another pivot at 55.83. So it could be a good pump, but I don't see. You say news like as of right now? Nah, it was the news that they bought somebody. I don't even. And what's the other? Oh, Penn National, right? So Penn National. Wow, actually, Penn National looks better. Penn National looks better. Look at the monthly. Very orderly. Pull back into the 20 EMA, 61 hold. We hold with big volume. Look at this. This is actually pretty nice. Look here, right there, right here. Should have been long that day, right? Anyways, so what we have is a formation. So I want this one. 70, 75, 77. And probably scalp it too. But yeah, I like Penn better. I like Penn better. See the weekly. Yeah, once we go over 77, can get interesting, really interesting. I like the monthly. This is what I like. right? It all depends on where I put my fifths. If I go from here, I think it's like a 50%, right? If I go for the whole move, 61%, 61.80, right here, the 20 MA. So it could bounce. It could bounce to $90. That'll be beautiful. If we can get 77, 75 for $90, that'll be great. So let me write pen. Reversal. And I think we're done, guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Extra patience. It's the summer. Let's survive this month.
Thanks, Mario.
Eight plays and keep us posted. You're welcome, guys. Thanks everybody for
Good morning.
coming. Okay, see you guys tomorrow.